Hello everyone, welcome to Management Study. And today we are going to discuss unit number 3, which is advertising rules. We have already completed 2 units in the subject of advertising, and advertising is a sub-subject of marketing management. So today in this lecture, we are going to discuss advertising goals and what are the goals of doing advertising. Okay. So first of all, we need to determine the advertising goals. So common advertising goals can be to create awareness, build brand image, stimulate demand, inform and educate, persuade and convince, and remind and retain. So first, very basic is create awareness. So make potential customer aware of product, brand, or service. So if we want to make our customers aware about our brand, that hey, we are giving this type of services, or we are producing or manufacturing this type of product, then we use advertising to create a type of hype or create a basic awareness in the minds of consumer. Then second one is build brand image. So in this, we are going to shape consumer perception through the positioning of our product or service into the market. Then we stimulate the demand. We encourage trial purchases or increase usage. Okay, we can launch a scheme that okay, if you try this, we can give this free with this. Okay, so that way we can stimulate the demand of our product. And so through this, we can stimulate the demand. We can encourage trial purchase, or we can increase the usage of our product. Then there is the inform and educate. So we can use advertising to explain our product benefits and features and usage so that consumers can, get the maximum possible information about our product. Okay. Then persuade and convince to change attitudes and promote purchase. So we also use advertising to persuade our consumers and to promote our services or product so that they can purchase our product. Then remind and retain. That means we keep brand in consumers' memory, especially for mature products. Okay, so that they can whenever they can think of something. Let's say if I want to write, okay, so I need a pen. So if I thought about pen, then the first brand name which comes in my mind, that is called the remind and retention of a brand or a product in a consumer's mind. So let's say if I am thinking about writing something and I am thinking about a pen, then there is a name comes in my mind is Cello. Okay, so Cello is a brand, a popular pen brand. So that way, a brand or a company can remind and retain their uh, their about their products and services in the consumer's mind. Okay. Then defining advertising objective. So objectives are specific, measurable targets derived from our goals. So they should follow the SMART principles. Okay. So objectives are specific and they can measurable through targets derived from our goals. They should follow the SMART principle. So what is SMART stands for? So in S in SMART stands for specific. That means our objectives should be specific. M stands for measurable. That means our objective should be measurable. A stands for achievable. It should be achievable. It it should not be hypothetical, or it should not exist in a parallel universe. It should exist in our universe and it should be achievable. Then R stands for relevant. That means our product should be relevant to the consumer needs and wants. And the last one, T, stands for time bound. That we need to ensure the timely delivery of our product. So these are the objectives of advertising. So basically, you have to keep in mind the SMART is the objective of advertising. S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, and T stands for time bound. Now, here is the examples of defining advertising objective. So first is increase unaided brand awareness from 40 to 60% in 6 months. Then second one is generate 50,000 website visits within 3 months of campaign launch. And the last one is boost product trial among target segment by 50% increase over the next quarter. Okay, so now we are going to understand the Dagmar approach. So Dagmar approach is divided into 4 parts: awareness, comprehension, conviction, and action. So what is included in the awareness stage? So awareness means let the target audience know the brand exists. Okay, so in the first place, we need to make sure that consumers are aware about our products or services. Then the second one is comprehension. So in that, ensure they understand what the brand offers. So in the comprehension stage, we need to make ensure that our customers know our offerings, know about the product offering. The third one is conviction, in which we create a belief in brand's value. Okay, so we have to create a value that consumer want from the brand. So that is called conviction. And the fourth one is action, in which we have to motivate purchase or trial. So in that, we actually persuade the consumers to try our products or purchase our products. So this is the Dagmar approach. Now, what is the key features of Dagmar approach? So it focuses on communicating objectives and not on immediate sales. So it focuses on delivering a value to consumers through the communication. Objectives are quantifiable and time bound. So in Dagmar approach, our objectives are measured and timely. Success is measured by pre and post campaign research. So in Dagmar approach, there is a research that take place before launching the camp and post and after launching the camp, that is post campaign research. Now hierarchy of effects model. Okay, so hierarchy of effects model is divided into 6 things, which is awareness, knowledge, liking, preferences, conviction, and purchases. Okay, so we will see one by one of these stages. So first is awareness, which is the first stage, or you can say the most the bottom in this upside down triangle. The first stage is awareness. That means consumers learn about the brand. So first is the awareness. So in triangle funnel, the first stage is awareness, in which consumers learn about the brand. Then the second one is knowledge, in which consumers understand product features and benefits. So in knowledge phase, consumer understand the product feature and get some basic knowledge about the product. So these two are correlated, awareness and knowledge. So that is why they are in the blue segment. Okay. Then comes liking. So gradually consumer develops positive feelings towards the brand. Okay. Then preferences. So prefer this brand over competitors. So gradually consumer prefer your brand over your competitors. And the third one is conviction. So consumer becomes convinced to buy your product. So liking, preference, and conviction are also correlated with each other, and they are also in the blue part. Okay. And the last one is purchase. So in that case, consumer actually buys the product. So in this funnel, the first stage, which is awareness and knowledge, is known as the cognitive stage, in which consumer thinks or interacts with the product. In the second stage, which is liking, preference, and conviction, is the affective stage, in which consumer affected towards the product and actually thinks about buying the product. And the last one stage, which is behavioral stage, in which consumer make the actual purchase of a product. So here are the stages according to Dagmar model and according to hierarchy of effects model. So first is awareness. So in Dagmar also it is awareness, and in hierarchy of effects model it's also awareness. In the understanding stage, in the case of Dagmar, it is comprehension. And in the case of hierarchy of effects model, it is knowledge. In the third stage, which is persuasion, in the case of Dagmar, it is conviction. And in the hierarchy of effects model, it is liking and preference. And the last but not the least, which is the action stage. In the Dagmar model, it's also action. And in the hierarchy of effects model, it's also a conviction and purchasing. So in today's lecture, we just recap what we have learned today. In advertising goal, we have defined that what are our common advertising goals. So it could be create awareness. So it could be create awareness about the product. It could be about brand building, brand image building. It could be about stimulate demand. It could be about inform and educate consumers about the product. Could be about persuade and convince them. And the last one is to remind and retain them about the product. Then in the objectives, we see that in the objective, advertising objective, there is a SMART framework or SMART principle which are used. So S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, and T stands for time bound. Okay. In defining objectives, we have defined the through the example. Then we have discussed about the Dagmar model, in which we see about the first is which is awareness stage. Then we have seen about comprehension stage. To that, we move further towards conviction stage, and the last one is action stage. Then we have seen the key features of Dagmar model. Then we have seen the hierarchy of effects model. In this model, there are three parts, which is cognitive, affective, and behavioral. In cognitive part, there are two things, which is knowledge and awareness. In affective part, there are three things, which is liking, preference, and conviction. And in the behavioral part, which is the purchase of a product. So here are the stages of hierarchy of effects model, which are awareness, knowledge, liking, preferences, conviction, and purchase. And here are the um, comparison between the Dagmar model and hierarchy of effect model. So thank you for watching this video. And with this, we are ending this chapter.